at the thigh, your hand is reaching back and also moving the sit bone back so there becomes space at the femur. Yeah? And then as they draw their leg forward, if you want to help them feel Samana Vayu, and as they set themselves up for Virabhadrasana 2, this whole thing of like opening with the back arm, it's just bringing in some of the circular movement and how the back arm, like I was thinking, what you're saying, we do it a lot, Lucas, if you don't mind. Like yesterday when we were in the Parshva Vashisthasana of why not just go here. It's the same thing of like in Utthita Trikonasana of, sorry it's a little slippery here, instead of going this way of closing the shoulder, really reaching back, this whole thing of keep continuing to create that space. So anyhow, here we are. So in
It's important to drop the heel.
yeah, so the back heel comes down, and everybody has a little bit different feeling, and this is helpful for your students to kind of find out through their own body if they want to have the heel to the arch, or heel to heel, or in Vira 2, that simple thing of whether you're going to draw your hip forward to create more depth in the hip joint, or keep your hips parallel. What's happening, this is the long form, and you have to talk, I don't know if you guys have this, like folk dance callers, they talk very, very fast, and you have to say a lot of different things. Go here and there, and turn around, and grab your partner, and yo-yo. So the long form is just too long to say, but it starts from Mula Bandha, and it goes through the inner leg. And what are we talking about? It's this feeling of energetic force, like a current. It moves like in the bone marrow. That's that way you know that you're kind of working at a pranic level, is it doesn't feel just at the muscular level. It feels like something that's engaging the muscles, not just even towards the bones, but because we know our bone marrow is coursing with also fluids, and it's not just like what we see in the skeleton. How you doing that? Okay, good. There you're good. So it's going to come. So I'm going to just trace it as if it's moving through the bone marrow. Down through the knee over the ankle. So that's pretty important. And then when you get to the ankle, then the force shifts to the ball of the foot, and that's basic kind of padabandha. The heel and the ball are having this basic connection. But now, if you turn from the big toe, you can just try it with your own hand. We say like you're opening up a jar of jam. Is you spin the foot into the earth, and then it comes to the heel, and that basically creates this whole circular movement that integrates. You can go to Vira 2 now. Your arms, sorry. It basically just takes care of the whole front leg. And you don't have to call it now by, I really think it's, if you say, shift your front knee over your toes and draw your right hip under as you move your shin forward. There's a lot of words there. This whole thing like, honey, did you get the trash? And while you're there, do you mind to get the mail? And I noticed that there's like this string of all these different things. So when you get that pada 2, and once your students do it, and the way to teach it is, either while you're down there do you want to change the other leg, and then we can change the other leg. So while you're down there, you can come on down with your arms. You can do something as simple as, you can take your back leg down, however you like. Okay. You can do something as simple as first drawing the hip out, right? Like the way that you don't want to do it, but it also deepens the hip joint. And then feel how you can just simply spin the foot, and it not only draws the hip under, but you get that strong action at the tailbone. The back foot presses from the ball to the heel, and that wakes up this alignment of the whole back leg, the femur, and the shin coming in. So then as your partner comes up, you can also reinforce this if you want to take an extra breath with the front hand, because it mirrors the big toe and And the hand, this thing of just spinning your hand and spinning your foot at the same time. And then the whole thing of the back foot pressing ball to heel. If you try and press heel to ball, you won't feel a thing. Nothing will happen. So we're going to do this once, and we'll go. Now, in terms of, do you mind to change the other side so we can, because the majority are on this side. Sorry, Robin. Just go ahead and come down and change legs, darling. So, you're going to check out their 4 movements of lunge, which means you see the knee over the ankle, the back heel grounding, that's obvious. But in this interchange is this thigh coming down into a right angle. And here, like I want to give you a little support with this 4th movement. Do you feel it just a tad too wide? Just a tad? Perfect. Good. You could do something simple, right? Where you can either, like I can take some weight this way and now exhale, root down through the front leg. It's something simple here, or you can also just, like I wanna just do something simple where you feel from your back thigh, just being able to really draw this femur in. But the main thing I wanted us to feel is this, like how to bring energetic hands. Remember how we were touching the Caldera yesterday? Is what do you do when you're Robbie's trying to imitate Frankenstein hands? He doesn't have Frankenstein hands. Go ahead and you're not natural hands. But when someone is either taking their hands and kind of just habitually bringing them in, or having that kind of the stiff hands, you can just hold right in the center of their palms, and as they're drawing their hands in, just really letting, you can basically move with them. And the other place that you can connect when the arms widen is just, you can see where there's a natural groove here, and you can just simply press and then go ahead and extend through your fingertips. And it's much more of a feeling of the energetic extension of Vyana Vayu. So I'd like us to try this out and just see if we can give the energetic hands to our partner. And the same as they shift into Malasana. These are not big hands on assist, so it's going to be much more about your rhythm of your tongue. As the top arm comes up, right into the Garuda arms, you're going to take your hands and you're going to help them extend them up. And Robin knows what he's doing, but a lot of times people don't realize whatever arm is on top, like the right hand, you spin it more to the right and reaching up. And this is where you come, inhale, lifting up, slightly out of your full power. And then exhale as you go into the Prana mudra, then you really are rooting down into full power. And let the hands really come up by the eyes and ears. It's a very subtle thing. If you like, you can try it. When the hands go lower than your eyes and ears, it's like you have a burden. And so Prana mudra really is a real gift. I learned Prana mudra through the Bihar school. And I usually describe that because it's this meditation practice. And then I really started integrating it into asana practice because it's such a beautiful, particularly for urban practitioners. And, as you get contraction, right? And so then we would shift to the other side. So we're not going to be so much in a hands-on assist